Antonio Rose.
Bob Wills' San Antonio Rose sold nearly 2 million records. And today, over the great radio networks, the lovable melodies go out to cities and villages, farms and mansions.
Melody, a song of old San Antone.
San Antone.
Where in dreams I live with a memory.
Oh.
Pull up a chair, y'all. Tonight we're stepping onto the maple floor at Cain's Ballroom, where the noon whistle at KVOO used to send folks hustling in for a sandwich, a two-step, and the sound of Bob Wills and his Texas Playboys. If you've ever heard a horn punch through a fiddle line and felt your boots get lighter, you've felt Western swing, and Bob Wills is the reason why. Back when the calendar said 1934, Bob and a young singer named Tommy Duncan put together a little outfit down in Waco, then hauled north to Tulsa looking for a bigger stage. They found it on the radio and at Cain's. Every day at lunchtime, 5 days a week, that band made the air jump. And by night, well, the Playboys stacked dancers 3 deep from the bandstand to the back door. You could hear country fiddle, yes sir, but also hot jazz licks, a sock-tight rhythm section, twin guitars, and before long, a brass section that made the room grin. Those early Tulsa years moved fast. The first Dallas recording sessions hit in September 1935. Then the band got slick. Eldon Shamblin writing arrangements like a big city jazz cat, Leon McAuliffe sliding steel like a midnight train, Al Strickland's piano rolling like the Canadian River in spring. Bob was the ringmaster, calling solos, hollering "aha" over the top, and lacing his bow across a fiddle that cut through smoke and chatter. Now here's the turn that made history. In November 1938, they waxed an instrumental called San Antonio Rose. Folks loved it so much, Bob wrote lyrics, brought it back in April 1940 as New San Antonio Rose, and mercy, it went national. Dance halls from Texas to Tacoma learned that melody. Crooners covered it, jukeboxes wore it out, and the Playboys could play it 8 different ways and never the same twice. If you're counting milestones, that's the one that turned a regional band into a household name. There are road stories by the busload, Hollywood westerns, long jumps up the coast, and wartime lineups that looked like an Army roster. But let me hand you one favorite. On December 30th, 1944, Bob took the Playboys onto the Grand Ole Opry stage. House rules said no drums, no horns. Too pop, they figured. Bob smiled that little fox smile and wheeled those drums right onto the front of the stage anyhow. The crowd roared, the Opry wrinkled its brow, and Western swing set its boots down in Nashville for one loud, glorious night. That's Bob Wills in a nutshell. Country roots, big band swagger, and not scared of a fuss if it served the groove. Of course, every road bends. In 1948, Tommy Duncan, the voice most folks hear when they think, "Take me back to Tulsa," left the band to try his own thing. The Playboys kept rolling, swapping players the way a ranch hand's new horses. The hits kept coming. Faded Love, Time Changes Everything, Steel Guitar Rag, and the dances stayed loud. Bob even picked up stakes for the West Coast a spell, where Dust Bowl families packed California ballrooms and wanted a piece of home with their Saturday night. By the early 60s, Bob's health started to wobble. A couple of heart attacks slowed him down, and a 1969 stroke took the strength from his right side. But Western swing is a family, and the family didn't forget him. Merle Haggard cut a whole tribute record that put a fresh shine on those old chestnuts, and the phone kept ringing for one last get-together. That brings us to December 1973 in Dallas, Texas. The old Playboys came back, Shamblin, McAuliffe, Strickland, and rolled tape on an album called For the Last Time. Bob sat among them, spoke when he could, and you can hear the love in every chorus. Before the sessions ended, he suffered another stroke. He'd linger a while longer and pass on May 13, 1975 in Fort Worth, leaving behind a songbook that still fills dance floors and a style that taught country music how to swing. So what did Bob Wills change? Just about everything you can dance to. He brought drums and horns into a country band and made it feel natural. He gave the guitar electric teeth. He took blues, Mexican melodies, Tin Pan Alley turns, and hot club jazz, and he churned them into one happy stew built for dancers first. If you've ever heard a Telecaster snap in a honky-tonk or a fiddle ride a walking bass line, you're hearing the king of Western swing whispering, "Keep it light on your feet, boys." And let's tip our hat to the room that made it possible. Cain's Ballroom in Tulsa. They still hang a sign that reads Home of Bob Wills. Step under that neon sometime and you'll feel it. The floor has a memory. You can almost see the Playboys lined up in their Western suits, brass shining, Bob's bow lifting for the downbeat. Somewhere between the laugh lines and the late-night miles, they carved out a uniquely American joy. Here's the truth in plain talk. Bob Wills and the Texas Playboys didn't just play country music faster. They taught it to swing, to mingle, to welcome everybody who wanted to dance. That spirit is still alive every time a band calls "Take Me Back to Tulsa" or leans into New San Antonio Roads. If that puts a little lift in your step, you're our kind of people. If you love these back porch deep dives into country's true blue legends, do me a kindness. Tap that subscribe button, ring the bell, and share this with a friend who'll two-step in the kitchen. We've got plenty more stories brewing, and the porch light's always on.